Hello, everybody. It's your girl Asia from the Rain's Fangirl channel. I am back here today with another video about my Degrassi topics, which will be the last topic I talk about to go into my future content. Like I said, y'all, if there's more Degrassi topics I would like to talk about in the future, I definitely will. But as for right now, this will be the last video I make up until something interesting goes into my brain. So I want to do more content, and I'm not gonna be talking about Degrassi as of for right now. So the video today that I will be discussing, I will be talking about why I believe Eli and Claire is by far the most overrated couple in Degrassi. And some of y'all would like to say, I know there's a debate on some people who think they aren't, who think they might. Here's one thing I will agree with the girl who made a video about Degrassi when she ranked the couples. Most of the Degrassi couples that are actually good are overrated. I will give her credit for that. But Eli and Claire, they are just overrated as fuck because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I definitely think they're cute. And I definitely do feel like they were really well written. Like there was a lot of there was a lot of work put into their relationship. Like you could really tell the writers were really really feeling them to where they never really wanted to just have them together for one season and never put them back together again. Like there were a lot of dedication for their relationship. But when I say overrated, I mean like their relationship got a little way too much screen time. Like, do y'all know in season 11 for Degrassi, that was by far the season they were in together where they barely talked. They barely talked in season 11. Other than the beginning when he was obsessed with her, and after he found out he had bipolar, when Eli came back to Degrassi, him and Claire barely spoke up until that finale. They did not talk. You can't count season 13 because he was in college, so that doesn't count. I'm talking about in school together. Season 11 is by far the season they barely spoke to each other. That's crazy. They definitely got a lot of screen time together. Like, they got a lot of screen time together where it got to the point where I got tired of seeing them. Now, look, y'all, I'm 21 years old. In high school, I absolutely, don't get me wrong, I still do love Claire and Eli together. But sometimes I feel like it was just way too much. They did too much with their relationship to the point where when they were in game, when I watched Degrassi, I low key didn't care because why did they need to do all the shit they did to make them in game? I get it. Relationships aren't perfect, right? It is going to be hardships, but I just feel like the end game is kind of underwhelming because of how they wrote their relationship for the last season. Like, if Claire wanted to be with Eli, she should never done what she did with Drew. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That is just how I feel. If she wanted to be with Eli, there was no reason for her to sleep with Drew. There was no reason for her to catch feelings for Drew. There was no reason for her to be pregnant. Her and Eli could have just run off to the sunset and just been together with each other. Like, why drag all three of those characters like that? Why drag that storyline of her being pregnant if you really just wanted her and Eli to get together? Like, her and Eli could have gotten together without the idea of her being pregnant. You feel me? Instead, they do this whole thing where Eli said he didn't want to be with Claire if Drew was going to always be involved, right? Since she was pregnant and everyone thought it was Drew's baby, he kind of said he wanted nothing to do with her. So of course the writers had to do something and make it his baby so they can be together again. It's like you could have done that without the baby storyline. I just don't fucking get it. Because of that storyline, because they dragged her being pregnant, not knowing who her baby daddy was, Dragging all three of those characters like that makes me feel like their end game is underwhelming because it's like they didn't have to do all that. They did not have to do all that. Eli could have came back, told Claire, Watsy Watsy Woo, look, I think you should just focus on the baby right now. You know, you're pregnant, blah, 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 blah. Or, you know what? I never even would have made Claire pregnant to begin with. How about that? I would never have made Claire pregnant. I would have left Drew alone, except they make her pregnant. Drag Drew's character. Drew was dragged to the mud in season 13 and 14. And I know y'all probably get sick and tired of me saying it, but it's the fucking truth. They put my nigga through the trenches in season 13 and 14. That shit is crazy. Instead of dragging his character in season 14 in a fucking storyline that I didn't want him no part of. They should have went with what I said and said. They should have brought Bianca back. Him and Bianca should have had a sit-down conversation and got back together. That's the same shit they should have did with Claire and Eli. When Eli came back, him and Claire should have had a real series to talk about what they're going to do as a relationship, what is their future going to look like. Instead of doing this whole pregnancy thing and dragging all their characters down, it just was irritating as fuck because at this point, I was just over it. I was over it. By season 14, I was over Eli and Claire and all they bullshit and all they nonsense and all the foolishness. I was over it. Because Claire, man, when I say this girl had no idea what the fuck she wanted, okay, so check me out. Check it, right? Season 14, her and Eli get back together. But then she told Eli that she didn't, he asked her to move in with him on prom night. She talking about she don't want to give up her dream just to move in with him. He's not asking you to give up your dream. He's asking you to move in with him. I don't understand why didn't she just tell Eli that the school that she wanted to be in is far away and that she didn't want to make any promises that she couldn't keep them. Why couldn't she just tell him that? Like, I think he definitely would have understood, except she do this whole thing making it seem like she didn't want to be with him when she really did want to be with him. They had that conversation at the end of season 14. You know, acknowledging that they are in game and that when they are both in college, they both will be doing long distance. She's going to be here, he's going to be there, and then once they done, they'll officially move in together. I don't understand. Why couldn't she just tell him that instead of saying all this bullshit at prom night, talking about she don't know if she should make any promises right now and saying, oh, they should be together. It's like, girl, what are you saying? You already in a relationship with him. If you feel like the school you was going to was going to be long distance and y'all couldn't be together, why the fuck are you back with him? Like, this bitch Claire never had her mind made up. She had no idea what the fuck she wanted. And it was kind of irritating because it was just like, girl, get it together. Like, why? She just was confusing. Like, she just was just very, 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 very confusing. Just very confusing. It was just irritating. Like, I think season 12 is by far the best adaptation for their relationship. By far the best adaptation. By far the best adaptation for their relationship. By far. By far. And they were together for the entire season up until the ending when they broke up and they got back together at prom. So they had two proms. Well, his prom basically, and she was his date. You feel me? I feel like when it came to that conversation about him breaking up with her because he needed to get his shit together when it came to Cam's death, I feel like Claire was making it all about her when she really should have been thinking about the shit Eli saw. Like, you can't, like, some shit in life you can't unsee. And for Eli, he couldn't unsee a dead kid's body. You feel me? He was the one who found Cam. And I think everyone always kind of forgot about that. Like, oh, just forget about it. But it's like some shit you can't just forget. Some shit you just can't unsee. He saw a dead kid's body, and I felt like Claire thought he was just supposed to forget about it, move on. But it's like that shit is hard for people. I feel like at the moment of what he was going through, she was not there for him the way he needed her to be. She was not understanding of his situation. And granted, it could be because he didn't talk to her about it. He chose to do everything else, like bury it or go to parties and do drugs, get high. So there is certain things to play. Like she wasn't understanding of what he was going through, but then again, he didn't tell her what he was going through. But I feel like when he broke up with her, she still was not understanding. I feel like she still was making it all about her when she was not listening to what he was saying. Hearing and listening to what somebody is saying is like a big thing when someone is talking to you. It's like she heard what he said, but she didn't really hear what he said. Like, bitch, you're not listening. She was making it all about her instead of understanding what he was saying. That I need some time to get my shit together. I am not in the right mindset or in the right mental state to continue this relationship with you when I feel like I cannot talk to you. If I feel like I can't talk to you, then what are we together for? You feel me? So for her to run off and tell Allie and Jenna about some, oh, he was selfish, oh, he was thinking about himself, oh, it's like, don't try to bring my nigga down, don't try to make him something he not. He ain't say all that. He told you how he was feeling. He was being honest about his motherfucking feelings. For her to make it seem like, oh, he just said something out the blue and yada yada yada, I ain't fuck with that. Claire was just irritating as fuck. I cannot stand Claire. I can't. I know some of y'all I know in the fandom say y'all like Eli and Claire because y'all like Eli. I love Eli. Eli's one of my favorite characters in Degrassi. I literally cannot stand Claire, but as a relationship, I definitely like them. I feel like they kind of bring out the best in each other. Even though sometimes it was a little too much and they did too much, I liked what they wrote for Eli and Claire, but I definitely do feel like they are an overrated couple in Degrassi because to me, there are a lot of other relationships that I like more to them that I wish had more screen time, or like a lot of y'all, like in the past, I probably would have said I like Maya and Zig's relationship more than Eli and Claire. But when I think about it, Maya and Zig had a great build up. They didn't really have much of a relationship. Like you didn't really get to see their relationship. Not really. They build up was amazing. I would say Maya and Zig had a better build up than Eli and Claire. But as far as relationship go, Eli and Claire had a way better relationship than Zig and Maya because in season 14 when Zig and Maya got together, they had them have sex while they were high. And then you didn't get to see much of their relationship. And then when next class come around, they get no storylines, no nothing. Zig cheats. They're broken up for the entire series up until the very end. That's not a relationship. They spent more time apart than they did it together as a couple. So, to me, I think with Eli and Claire, that just rubbed me the wrong way about the relationship that they did too much. They had so much fucking screen time. Like, the screen time they gave to them could have went to other characters. It could have went to other characters' relationships. Like, why couldn't we see more of Adam and Becky's relationship? Their relationship, we didn't even get to see much of their relationship. We saw their build up, which was beautiful. But the relationship, we didn't get to see much of. We did not get to see much of their relationship. I always said this, and this is what I truly felt. I feel like it was a battle between Eli and Claire and Drew and Bianca. I feel like it was a battle between their relationship on who was going to be in game and who wasn't. To me, I feel like they made the wrong choice. Like I said, as much as I fuck with Eli and Claire's relationship, they are a tad bit overrated because I saw them too much. They gave them every Nick and Cranny storyline you could think of. They gave them every storyline underneath the sun. There's not one thing as a relationship or one thing as a couple they did not go through. They gave them every storyline you could think of. Every fucking storyline. It's like, let some other relationships shine. Let some other relationships shine. Like, why is it just always them? Like, why couldn't we see other relationships grow? Like, why couldn't we see more from other relationships? Why was it always just them? That shit is irritating. Like, even, like, bro, Y'all cannot use that argument to talk about, oh, all the Degrassi top tier couples got the most screen time. Shit! Emma and Sean, they had a relationship, but they barely got any screen time as a relationship. Come on. We didn't have to see them every fucking episode, every like to outshine all the, we didn't have to do that. Excuse me. Eli and Claire got every fucking storyline you could think of underneath the sun. They had every storyline you could think of. They had every storyline you could think of, every storyline you could think of underneath the sun. They just I really wish that if you were gonna break Eli and Claire up, I wish it had to do with the fact that they're really gonna take a break from each other, not because she broke up with Eli over another nigga. Mm-mm. I really feel like had they did one thing and let Eli and Claire just spend some time apart, like really spend some time apart from each other, like really, I probably would have liked them a little bit more. But it's like we always saw them together. It's like they never really was broken up, and even if they was broken up, they got back together literally the next fucking day. So it's like they were really broken up. What, nosy? It was just irritating. I definitely think Eli and Claire are overrated. I just do. I feel like they made the wrong choice making them in game over Drew and Bianca. Drew and Bianca, their relationship was so adult like. I feel like Claire and Eli sometimes is a little childish. I feel like they never knew how to communicate. I feel like they sometimes could be a tad. I feel like Claire could be petty. I'm not saying Eli is perfect by any means, but I feel like when it came to being straight up with Claire and letting her know what he fucking with, what he not fucking with, I feel like he was honest, except for in season 10. And in season 10, he had a chemical imbalance in his brain, so nothing he did was his fault. I just feel like sometimes I feel like Eli loved Claire more than she loved him. Because why is it that she was so quick to break up with my nigga or talk bad about him the second he made a mature decision and say they cannot do this right now? I just don't get it. Like, she was just really confusing. But I definitely feel like the Degrassi writers made a wrong decision breaking Drew and Bianca up. When they broke Drew and Bianca up, Drew's character really went downwind. Like, my nigga really went in the trenches. He went to the ocean of security. Then nigga went to the bottom of the ocean. Like, they literally did nothing for my nigga. Like, man, they didn't even try to put him in another relationship where I could potentially see him being with this person forever. Instead, they put him with fucking Becky. I didn't fuck with that. They tried to put him with Claire, and I didn't fuck with that. Like, if you want to bring Bianca back, why not try to put him in a relationship with someone I could see him having chemistry with? Someone not for him to use as a rebound, but someone he could potentially fall in love with. I would have loved that for my nigga. Instead, they just dragged my nigga down. And continued to drag him down, and it just was. But I just wasn't fucking with it for real. Like, I definitely feel like for the Degrassi couples, they chose the wrong couple. Drew and Bianca deserve to be more in game than Eli and Claire. Because back before when I first rewatched Degrassi, I probably would have been like, hell no, nah. Drew and Bianca did not deserve to be in game. I definitely would have said that. I feel like Eli and Claire had a better build up than them, but they did not have a better relationship than Drew and Bianca. And I put that on everything I love. I dare for anyone to tell me otherwise. Eli and Claire had a better build up than Drew and Bianca, but they did not have a better relationship than them. I don't care what nobody say. They did not have a better relationship than them. They did not. They did not have a better relationship than them at all. Drew and Bianca deserve to be more in game than Eli and Claire, because when I rewatch Degrassi now, I'm just really over all the bullshit that they do with Eli and Claire, to where it's like sometimes it's just a little too much bullshit Drew and Bianca, their storylines and the way they interact as a couple always kept me intrigued to where I feel like they definitely deserve to be together for real. Like they deserved it. Really. Eli and Claire are just overrated as fuck. Like people feel like they just the cream of the crop when it comes to relationships. Like they just the best of all time. They the best well done relationship. No one can touch them. When they were like number 9 or number 10 on my couples list because I feel like they did too much with them. Like gave them too much screen time. Gave them every storyline you could possibly think of. Didn't allow other couples to shine. Didn't They took screen time from other couples, took screen time from other characters because they wanted to shove their relationship down our throats. When it was like, oh, I'm like, okay, 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 give it a rest, give it a rest. We saw what we needed to see. You feel me? Like I said, I don't hate Eli and Claire. I just think they're a little overrated. I do think they do make sense together. They are a great combo. But sometimes the writers just did a little bit too much for Eli and Claire to where I feel like, at this point, if they break up and don't get back together, I would be okay with it. That's how much I was over them when I rewatched this show. Period. But that's all I gotta say for today, y'all. This is my last type of video for Degrassi up until I make more future content. If there's more Degrassi topics I would like to talk about in the future, I definitely will make a video about it. But right now, I want to make more content, y'all. I got some more Disney movies I want to talk about. So those will be coming out. Up until next time, I will see y'all later. Have a good day.